The Economic and Social Council of the United States has called on the global government to lead in education, emphasizing the need to close the urban-rural education gaps and improve access to quality education through modern technologies and remote systems. This call was part of the Enugu Declaration 2024 issued at the Educators and International Human Rights Commission Models United Nations Conference 2024 in Enugu, Nigeria. The conference stressed aligning education with national development needs, enhancing teachers' training, and investing in early childhood education. The conference also praised Enugu State Smart Schools initiative under Dr. Peter Umba, which includes advanced digital and scientific facilities, and noted Enugu's allocation of 33% of its 2024 budget to education. Delegates commend Enugu's educational advancements, calling for similar initiatives across Africa. Well, this is a good one, but you know, when I went through this story, I said I'm going to ask my guests, do we really have to wait for the UN to come and tell us that we really need to take education seriously? Because there is no conducive learning environment for children. Aside that, the tuition fee is going higher as day goes by. So do we have to wait for people to come and tell us that this is what one thing you should do to be able to help your country in this part and this aspect?
In the journey of development, you know, quite experience can trigger certain reasoning, occasioned by openness of heart to new ideas, new initiative. If you probably want to put that question across, it boils down at what phase in the journey of exploring advancement in education of a people, a nation, a community. The rep from the UN visited Enugu, and part of what is to continuing, you know, education experience is not one-off experience. Even after university or higher education of learning, there are forums. The reason why you have seminars, trainings, and retrainings is to better dust off and compare notes with better and new ways of doing things. And this can only come by through consistent collaborative initiatives that will better enhance the educational system of any given society. So if we have to wait for persons to come by or any organization to come by and tell us we should take education serious, they are speaking from a premise of what a society or a people that has, you know, give undiluted attention to education and its attendant result that it has also, you know, brought to the fore. So the overall benefit that it will, you know, have and rub off on the society or such a, you know, community, as the case may be, is large enough to wanting those who have benefited from such gesture, how it is played out elsewhere in Sena clan, as it's often said, oftentimes, that look, you can do more if you limit the troubles that your inactiveness is creating now, because your less involvement and going all out to dissipate necessary resources to see you through. Now you may be thinking that you are saving cost, but apparently you are building a major, bigger problem in the future. So some persons or organization as the one representing the UN in this fashion, part of the reason they may come up with this prompting is to save the future now when you can.
That we do not know about?
Yes, the overall effect of such consequences, we may not. Of course, we can't, overemphasize the beauty of education in any development or developing nation, as it were. The reason why the developing status of this side of the planet is seemingly prolonging is we have not actually allowed our resources, as it were, or put a calculated effort towards developing the institution of education in this space. Well, so that's why you see individuals and persons who value this, and of course the enabling environment is not yet, no forget about that. That's why they have to go elsewhere, where there is a government deliberate intention. There is a deliberate intention of government to see that its people, have access to education at all levels. And the attendant effect of that is that it will rub off on the people and, of course, the developmental terrain of the landscape of that, society. So otherwise, you will just be having half big, it's often saying, if education is too expensive, try ignorance. And ignorance could be very costly, and it could cost a generation. So the point is that, yes, if we have to wait, there are some persons who have benefited from it, because if you are not told, how would you have known that there are other ways to accessing education with United Nations collaborative subventions and interventions to making education accessible for all, including those who really want to pursue higher, education, that there are various programs that could then address this. And commendation goes to the Enugu government as to what they are modeling. It's about the green education is about the first of its kind in Africa. And from the head of delegation says that it's a trumpet they are taking out of Enugu to blow anywhere, and blow that it should be replicated. So part of what is that is a gathering where brilliant minds come together and compare notes, and to open the eyes of those who probably are doing all in all. Apparently, it's not even a surface crash. Naturally, the budget of any nation, 26% of its total budget should go to education, but how much is given to education? So you can imagine as to the deficit that is over the year, and it keep on piling, and then the statistics is not well encouraging, which is why you are seeing massive exodus of our young, productive, minds leaving this space and going elsewhere where they can have easy access to this, benefit. And then, having acquired it, they will now use it in building, this society before eventually they want to think of coming back. But you ask an average person moving to such opportunist ground, they will probably won't tell you that they don't want to come back. So it's very important and should be taken serious by all governments.
So you think the 33% given to education, allotted to education by Enugu State Governor, looking at the system of education the situation we are right now in Nigeria, do you think it will go a long way to alleviate some of these educational issues like unconducive environment and also having enough teachers in classes?
It's all about incentives and government sincere commitment in that regard. Remember years ago, during the tenure of Governor Peter Obi in Anambra State, there was a 8-year plan on the education system in Anambra State. And as at the time to which this administration came on board, the state in the list of performance in major examination in that state nationwide, they are about a little bit close to the bottom line. But after a deliberate effort on the part of government and ensuring that the necessary to stakeholders, development programs, seminars, upgrades, so everybody should hold it as a vision. 6 years down the line, 7 years down, even after he left office, Anambra is rated, first 3 in the country in academic excellence, and it cut across all board. So if government, as championed by the government of Enugu State, is coming up with such initiative and also creating a platform for international collaboration. You will see that in the years to come, it will, and they are consistent about it, with a program of that will subsist the current government. You will see that it will be a model for other states to, want to emulate.